Hey, this is Gavin Palmer with Hero Looking for Group, and this is a video about Jordan Peterson in response to Paul VanderKlay's video about Jordan Peterson, where we talk about Jordan Peterson in order to game the algorithm recommended by Griswold Grimm as a strategy for getting more subscribers. Well, this video is about Babylon and idols. So I believe that Paul VanderKlay talks about Babylon and idols in the same way that Elliot Temple and Rami Rustam, and I think they ultimately got the idea from David Deutsch, talks about memes. So memes are ideas which can spread. So let's go ahead and look at this. So a meme is an idea that replicates. And then David Deutsch had an original insight. There are two replication strategies. There are rational memes and static memes. And so static memes, I think this is what Paul VanderKlay is referring to when he talks about idols. So what happens is people believe Jordan Peterson is something that he is not. So Jordan Peterson has been cast as a player in this game or playing a role in this game by Babylon or the powers that be that command a lot of attention. And these static memes, these memes that are irrational, they spread and people believe something that is not real. And when you believe something that is not real, everything you see in the world, your brain will fill in the gaps for the things at which you see. So your brain has very limited capacity it has very limited working memory. And what it will do is it will fill in the gaps to construct a reality, construct a experience that is not real. And this happens all the time. And so you have to be very careful about your beliefs, and you have to be very careful about static memes. And in order to be careful about them, you need to think critically. So Jordan Peterson, I would say the most important thing to talk about with regard to Jordan Peterson is that Jordan Peterson does not have an error correction algorithm that includes his followers and the crowd and the people who do not like it. And that's why I was interested in trying to help with thinkspot.com. thinkspot.com is the platform that Jordan Peterson wanted to create, and I tried to help because I believe that through cooperation we can accomplish more than we can without cooperation. So ideally, as the size of the group increases, so long as that group of people can be organized effectively, the output of that group should get better. The output should be more efficient, and the quality, potentially the quality and quantity of the output can increase as more people join the group and work cooperatively. But I can't get in touch with Jordan Peterson, and that's where I need your help. So I think some of you have access to Jordan Peterson, and I would like you to share this video with him, because Elliot Temple has an idea called Paths Forward Policy, which essentially is creating opportunities for people to help you learn. It's creating opportunities to allow other people to help you learn about the errors you're making. And so Jordan Peterson does not have a good path forward policy. And I would say the evidence is that I tried to connect with him. I identified the most important problem and error he was making, which was his faith in medicine. Early on, I identified this error. I tried to connect with him, and I was unable to connect with him. And I want you to run the thought experiment that if someone like me who had this understanding, who was kind of an expert at identifying problems, was able to pinpoint the problem, the biggest problem in Jordan Peterson's life, imagine that that person was put in connection with Jordan Peterson How much suffering could he have avoided if he had been put into contact with someone who rightfully questioned modern medicine and the pharmaceutical companies and the medical industrial complex and the distributed idea suppression complex, the DISC? So that's the evidence, is that I know that I identified that problem, and I would suggest other people were able to identify Jordan Peterson's biggest error he was making. But he did not have a pass-forward policy which allowed us to connect with him, and then he suffered. And so what could happen is that thinkspot.com could end up becoming a place where people are able to try and communicate the errors that are being made such that the signal is recognized among the noise. So the error that is most important for the individual, in this case Jordan Peterson, to recognize would be identified. The information that was most important would be identified and could allow Jordan Peterson to avoid unnecessary suffering through cooperation and crowdsourcing of your error correction algorithm. And so Paul, he's a minister or a pastor, I don't know the difference, and he would suggest that Jordan Peterson, he believes in total depravity, and he would suggest that everyone needs Jesus. I would suggest that, yes, total depravity, all humans are ignorant, aka sinful, and we can use the help of other people in order to put ourselves into a better position by helping each other. And I would call that spirit of helping and seeking help, I would call that the Holy Spirit. And that's what I uphold, is the Holy Spirit. I would say that God is love. The Holy Spirit is that spirit of trying to help. And Christ, he is the only Christian that ever existed. I do not like the idea of calling myself a Christian, because I would say Christ is the only Christian, and I don't necessarily agree with everything that Jesus did and said, and I definitely don't agree with people who call themselves Christians. But I have invited the Holy Spirit into my life, and I did baptize myself on my 30th birthday. So that's what I'm doing this video for. I would like you to try and share this video with Jordan Peterson so that there can be a conversation and a relationship that gets developed. All right. I appreciate your time and attention. You can get in touch with me through the link below to my Discord server, where you can help identify the errors that I am making and help the signal rise above the noise and help us network so that we can go up against Babylon and their attempt to put out static memes and idols which require us to think critically and sometimes ignore, because there are ideas and memes which are much more important, which we should be focusing on, like the idea of cooperation. I will leave with this advertisement for Webull. They do not pay me, but I was using Robinhood, and then they stopped allowing me to trade my Dogecoins, and they didn't allow me to get into the attack on Wall Street and those hedge fund managers. And so I decided to start a Webull account. So now I have a mechanism to help in that battle, which is not illegal from what I can tell. I can help in that battle to essentially, I would say, punish those people who are acting in irresponsible ways. Now, they may be doing it because of static memes, idols, and ideas, which are not good, but what does it matter if you lose all of your money? Money's not that important. What you need is skills and skill stacks, which make you a valuable human being and allows you to cooperate with other people such that you can provide services and help. All right, that's it. Thank you for your time.